I'm Joe Sweetland, Project Director for Bristol Housing Festival, and it's a real joy to share a little bit about our recently completed project funded by Innovate UK, enabling housing innovation for inclusive growth. This has been a really ambitious project and a complex project, working with 14 partners across the city, and I want to just take an opportunity to give you the context and just give you a sense of the scale of what we were trying to achieve in a relatively short period of time. The project focused on three particular outcomes, and the first, crucially, was this ability to use Bristol to bring forward demonstrators to understand about what MMC can start to deliver in that context of how do we deliver more affordable housing, better quality, more sustainable housing, and crucially at pace. And that's a key part of this project, delivering over 400 homes using 9 different types of MMC. And across that's the full ecosystem, so working with local SMEs through to full panelised and full volumetric solutions to get a feel of what those different systems can offer to the city. And we've taken those 9 schemes, those 9 projects, to then work in partnership with the council under a council innovation enabling model to ask the question courageously through the council: how can you better understand with, engage and enable MMC and support it in its maturing and development? And so that project's been crucial to work with the council, looking at its sequencing, its planning, its procurement, its processes, and actually using the council in a way as an R&D partner to really drive forward some of that innovation. And we'll share a bit more about some of those schemes in this video. The third part of this project was really significant too, which is how do you help housing commissioners, particularly in the affordable sector, so RPs, social housing partners and local authorities, to engage with a complex and fast-moving ecosystem and maturing supply chain. And that product was initially framed as an optioneering tool. It's now called Constructing Modern Methods, a digital interface to help local authorities and RPs engage with and better understand the MMC sector. And the cross-cutting theme of these two are simple. How do we deliver better quality, more affordable housing at pace that is sustainable for the future of our cities? And how can we support and nurture that evolving ecosystem, that evolving supply chain of modern methods of construction to really tackle our sustainability and climate goals?
Enabling housing innovation for inclusive growth has been a significant project for Bristol as we grapple with the complexity and challenges of tackling the urgent need to decarbonise the way we build homes, focusing on outcomes that ensure the homes we are building are genuinely affordable and address the growing costs of social inequality. I'm grateful to our project partners and to Innovate UK for funding this incredibly important work. This project is set to deliver over 400 homes, of which over 50% will be affordable, working across 9 different MMC systems whilst working towards clear goals, among them to increase the pace of our housing delivery and to better understand and collaborate with the MMC supply chain to develop a shared vision and better partnerships that drive us towards meeting our carbon targets. The project is an example of our commitment to innovation in order to understand how our land can support the emerging MMC supply chain and develop in line with our shared values: quality, affordable, sustainable homes at pace.
Bristol City Council's role within the Innovate UK project was to work with a number of providers and partners to bring to the city a range of MMC systems, because we wanted to trial them and we wanted to test a number of innovations to try to understand which of those innovations worked for us and which of those systems might work for us. Modern methods of construction are important to Bristol because we recognise that our traditional approaches weren't really delivering housing at the scale and pace that we needed, and we wanted to try something different, and that's what the Innovate UK funding has enabled us to do.
For us, it can't just be about addressing the climate emergency, it has to be about addressing social justice as well. We need people in good quality housing, and getting as much affordable housing in developments as possible is really good. I'm really pleased to see that with some of these developments that we've got either over half or approaching half of the schemes is going to be affordable housing, which is fantastic for us. The other thing that I would add as well is it means we're getting homes built in the city and getting them built at pace. I think one of the things that we've seen with MMC is it's delivering projects quicker. I think it was at Buccleuch where it's going to be, potentially a year that we're going to save compared with traditional construction. So it means we get more homes built get them built quicker, which means we can get more people into new houses that's more up to scratch as well from an environmental perspective, which is really going to do a lot to help us address the sort of the housing waiting list that we've got in Bristol.
With the learning and the institutional confidence and reputation that we've gained from having participated in the Innovate UK funded project, we can now incorporate and adopt MMC more readily, and that will help us to deliver the much needed affordable housing we need to in the city.
So I'm Tim Smith, I'm Senior Project Manager for Buccleuch and working down on the Airport Road development here in South Bristol. We're building 173 new homes, 77 houses, 96 flats, just under half of affordable housing association. And we're using modern methods of construction to speed up the process and provide really good quality sustainable homes. Now, the issue with lots of construction sites is it happens very quickly and there isn't necessarily the time to make improvements. And one of the things that Innovate UK helped us do was to look at some of the technical real interface details that allows us to make improvements not just for this project but going forward as well. What that will do is that it will continue to improve our offering, continue to improve our ability to provide sustainable, affordable homes for people, and then hopefully continue more and more in the future.
So I'm Dr. Rehan Kodabakis, I'm the Operations and Technical Director at ZPods, off-site volumetric house builder, looking at building net zero carbon housing specialised in the social housing sector. So this is our scheme built above the car park in St George's Parks. It's maintained all the car parking bays. It generates more energy than what it consumes over the course of the year. So it's actually a net zero carbon development. There's nothing nasty in any of these buildings. It's all super insulated, A-rated for fire. There's no chemical foams in there as well, and we've really minimised building plastics as well to create a really healthy internal environment. Since we've done Hope's Rise at St George's, we've found that we've grown the business. We're working with more local councils. We're helping develop more social housing and more affordable housing that's also net zero carbon. And by doing that, we're really helping drive the carbon agenda and showing that we can do it in the social housing sector and helping push that forward into the private sector as well.
I'm Jackson Moulding. I'm part of the team that developed the Snug Home, and this is one of our Snug Homes. It's a timber frame, off-site constructed, low energy home. Yeah, so we took part in the Bristol Innovate programme. We are a small developing off-site construction company. So the Innovate funding has really helped us to spend time researching how to build the modules in a more efficient way. Really looking at how we can, using timber, using low embodied energy materials. So we've used timber, we've used recycled newspaper insulation, we've used recycled jeans for our insulation, and looking at how resident involvement and community involvement into the delivery of those things really works. So the funding helped us spend the time to do that, which we wouldn't have been able to do without the funding.
So my name's Toby Howkins, I'm Project Director at YTKO. YTKO for this project have been the lead partner, bringing together a number of fantastic partners to look at research and development to unlock better modular homes for the future and to support with making better procurement choices for local authorities. During the course of the Innovate UK project, we developed Constructing Modern Methods, which is CMM. Through that piece of work, we engaged with the market to build up an extensive database of modular housing providers. This data then sits on an online toolkit which local authorities can access to make better procurement decisions. Local authorities should be using CMM because at the click of a button they've got access to fantastic modular housing providers within their area. We've done the research, we've gone and engaged with these modular housing providers, got their data, so it's at the click of a button you can access it and make the right choice for what you need at that time. This will save a massive amount of procurement time, massive amount of resource, and enable better housing to happen at a faster pace. One of the things that most excites us around that is that traditional constructed homes often perform 5 times worse than off-site constructed homes. So we need to unlock more innovation. This would then create better homes for people, more sustainable, more affordable, and hopefully homes that people can be more proud of.
We hope that gives you a sense of the project, its scale and the outcomes that we've achieved through it. And our thanks to all of the partners over the last 18 months, of course to Innovate UK for their funding and their support, to Bristol City Council, to YTKO who led the project, and of course to BRE who have been that key part in terms of data capture. But to be very clear, that is not the end of our project. That is the end of that 18 months, it's the end of chapter 1, but the builds continue, the opportunity to capture data, to share learning will continue in the coming weeks and months and years. And we see this project as chapter 1 as we now build into chapter 2. We have got this opportunity of building that momentum, of looking about how modern methods of construction can align into this real challenge around how do we build more sustainable, more quality and more affordable housing at pace. But how can we ensure that we're doing that with a real social justice agenda? As we fix our climate, we cannot forget the needs to ensure that we're fixing the real problems of poverty and social exclusion in our societies. That has to cut through this as a key theme. And the other thing that we want to encourage you all to think about how you can engage with is how can we support modern methods of construction and the values that will underpin it as it develops and matures as a supply chain. MMC is a tool. It can be used for driving better quality, more sustainable, affordable homes at pace. But conversely, it could be used to drive poorer quality, cheaper homes at pace. We need people to gather around, to collaborate and to drive that agenda to ensure that we're really clear the outcomes that we're working towards to serve our cities and our planet. Thank you.